Hi guys, Samantha here from Doing the Best I Can, and today we are going to talk about an experience I had yesterday that turned out okay. I'm going to let you know up front, but it was very scary while it was happening, and I just thought I'd share that with you guys. So yesterday, well, let's back up. I'm not a medical professional. I am not giving medical advice. If you think something is wrong with your child, seek medical attention. Do not rely on a YouTuber to give you advice. Okay, so the last couple days, Garrett has had a rash, and I didn't know what was causing it. I thought, because I have a new baby carrier wrap, that I had just been wrapping him too tight, because it really, I guess a rash isn't the right thing to describe. It actually looked like bruising, and I will show that here in just a second. So he had this bruising, and I was really confused by it enough to take a picture, but I was just not that worried, and I thought, okay, if it's still there in the morning, I'll take him to the pediatrician, or I'll call him and, get a consult. But it had kind of gone down by the morning, and but then it kind of came back, and I was like, well, okay, this is kind of odd, but I still wasn't too worried. I'm not the type to run to the hospital or doctor or urgent care center every time something happens. I prefer to wait it out, or, treat it at home, or let it run its course depending on what it is. But this, rash was a little odd, and he never had any rashes. And his behavior the last few days, I was just sure he was teething. And he still might be, but he was just inconsolable, running a low-grade fever, crying all the time when I'd pick him up, when I'd lay him down, just crying, and I dealt with that for like 3 days. Not putting any two and two together, just completely separate things that I was experiencing as a parent, rough couple of days. But then somebody on one of my mom groups on Facebook shared a picture of a rash that looked just like Garrett's and said, "At the doctor getting checked for meningitis." Well, that's scary. Okay, so I do what you should never do as a parent, and I went to Dr. Google and I typed in symptoms of meningitis. So, this rash, called pinprick bruising, is a sign of meningitis. It is very scary to think that your child might be sick. And so we went to the doctor, or no, at that point we didn't go to the doctor, I'm sorry. I messaged my nurse friend, which once again, I seek professional help. I'm not giving advice on how to handle if you think your son has meningitis. And I said, "Hey, does this look like pinprick bruising to you?" And she was like, "Yeah, it does kind of look like," and then she used the medical term. It starts with a P. Pechial bruising, maybe? I'm not 100%. She said, "It does kind of look like that. Are you worried?" And I was like, "I don't know. Should I be?" Well, then she kind of asked a few more questions. And so let me read from, now this is just from Baby Center. It's not WebMD or CDC or anything like that, but it's pretty much the same information across all the websites. So these are the symptoms or signs of meningitis. Now, it's really hard to know some of these when you have a baby. Okay, sensitivity to light, vomiting or nausea, confusion, sleepiness, no interest in eating or drinking, skin rash. Your baby might also be crying constantly, or have a bulging fontanelle, which is the soft spot on top of the head. Might be hard to tell if his neck is stiff. He may be more upset when you pick him up, and you might detect stiffness in his body too. If you have any inkling that your child may have meningitis, call his doctor right away. Well, that's scary because he had been very fussy. He had had diarrhea. He was inconsolable. He just didn't like being held and didn't like being laying down. Like, he didn't like anything. He didn't want to be laid down. He didn't want to be set up. He didn't want to be held. He just was not a happy baby. So that's scary. Plus the rash. So I called my pediatrician and I explained what was going on, and they said, at this time it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and my pediatrician stops taking appointments at like 4:30. They said, come on in, get here before 4:30 and we'll get you in. So I pack him up, I drop Elliot off at a sitter, and we run to the pediatrician as fast as we can. And so I get there, and they look at him, and they weigh him, and then take his temperature, and it's just a low-grade fever, nothing major. And we wait for the doctor, and it's like an hour, and he's just screaming the entire time, and I'm rocking him and walking back and forth. I can't get him to calm down. I'm sure that he is dying from meningitis, freaking out. I'm almost in tears. And it turns out, the doctor comes in, looks at the rash. He says, yeah, it does kind of look like it, but this. And the doctor asks me, do you wrap him? Do you baby wear? Yes, I do. And I have a new one, and I think I've been wrapping him too tight. He says, that's exactly what it looks like. And he said, in all of his years as a pediatrician, he has seen meningitis, but he has never seen meningitis present the rash. It's never gotten to that point, or it's never been that strand. So he said it would have been really rare and really something he wanted to document if I had the meningitis rash, and it still did look like pinprick bruising. So I think, okay, well, we're in the clear on that. He doesn't have meningitis, but is he teething? And he kind of checks him out, and he says he could be teething, but it looks like you guys are now, we have colic. Colic presents itself most often between 2 and 4 months. He is less than a week shy of 3 months. So we thought we were in the clear, but we are not. And so luckily he's asleep right now. But we are dealing with a colicky baby, so that's not fun. Hopefully he'll stay asleep throughout the rest of this video. Also, we have silent reflux. So he's on Zantac. So yeah, that's the fussing and the whining and the inconsolableness and not wanting to be laid down and not wanting to be picked up and never happy is because of reflux and colic. So that is not fun. I'm really glad that he's asleep because he's just not a happy baby right now. So yeah, that was my day yesterday. It was not fun. Side note, I was washing all my cloth diapers because we're about to switch from disposable diapers into a cloth diapering system, and when I decided, when the pediatrician was like, come in right now, and I was at my friend's house, so I left the cloth diapers there with them and asked them to run them through a few more times because you have to wash them to get the absorbency right. And they dried them, so I'm really hoping all my cloth diapers aren't ruined. I think they will be okay though. So all in all, yesterday sucked. We got him baby Zantac, and he hates the taste and it smells disgusting, so it's been a real struggle to get that into him twice a day, but he's sleeping finally, so I guess the Zantac, he's had 2 doses. I guess that's working. Other than that, I really don't have much for you today. I am going to be making a new breastfeeding video soon, but it's kind of, I'm going to need a different camera setup so that you can actually see what's going on. So I'm kind of waiting to see if I can borrow something from someone to where I can have the camera, he's acting like you might want to wake up, so that I can have the camera like over my shoulder and kind of a first person view. Otherwise it's going to be kind of hard to tell what's happening. Other than that, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot of other videos, not just breastfeeding videos, coming up soon. Because I kind of don't want my channel to completely be pointless once he is weaned. which could be sooner than later. But so I'm gonna do like affordable ways to parent and some cloth diapering stuff and some baby wearing stuff and some product reviews. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Find me on Facebook and Instagram under the same name, Doing the Best I Can. Leave a comment on what type of videos would interest you. I kind of don't know where the direction of this channel is going to be going. It's obviously still going to be a breastfeeding channel, but I want to do other stuff to keep, you know, the channel alive for years to come, hopefully, and not just a couple. Parenting a teenager. I'm a Boy Scout leader. If you want some Boy Scout leader, Cub Scout. If you want some Cub Scout videos, or I have a child development associate, so if you want to know about birth through 6, any developmental things, just let me know what kind of videos you want, and I'll let you know if I know anything about them. Maybe I can research it for you guys and come back to you with what I decided. So yeah, look for some cloth diapering videos coming, and look for some product reviews, and probably more stories like this one today. Well, hopefully not like this one today. Don't want any more doctor visits, but hopefully stories of, you know, what's going on in our life and things like that. All right, it is summer break, guys. It means the big one's home every day. Big one. Elliot! Elliot! Say hi. Okay, you can leave. Alright, that's all I got for you guys. See you next time.